What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News, and today I want to discuss UFC 280's welterweight bout between Sean Brady and Belal Muhammad, and why I think this fight is not getting enough hype. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Alright guys, getting right into it, we got number 5, Belal Muhammad taking on number 8, Sean Brady, right? We got a very interesting matchup, a lot of implications in the welterweight division with this fight. We got Sean Brady 15-0, undefeated so far. He's got a few finishes. He's been very dominant. He's coming off a win against Michael Chiesa over the first 2 rounds. He was able to dominate Chiesa on the ground and was able to hold him down and just use his he's just like this big mule, and he just holds you down, and it's just like you can't do anything about it, you know. And once it got to the feet, though, towards the end of the fight, Chiesa was able to take advantage of the gas tank, I guess, that Sean kind of burned out in the first 2 rounds, because once it got to the feet, Sean was super tired. It was hard for him. You know, he's got a lot of muscle up there too, so it was probably really hard for him to keep his arms up, and Chiesa almost got the job done in that fight. And you got a guy like Belal Muhammad, right, who is just on a phenomenal streak. I mean, his only blemish was that fight against Leon Edwards, where he got eye poked, and that was just nasty. I don't think anybody would have been able to continue after an eye poke like that, right? But before that was happening, I think he was in some real danger, you know. And I remember watching it. I remember I was at a party while watching it, but I remember it wasn't looking too good for Belal before that happened. I know there wasn't. I think it was like the beginning of the second round. Yeah, and I remember that first round. I think Belal was getting pieced up pretty good, and he was getting outclassed a lot by Leon Edwards. And I think that goes to show kind of like where the separation of talent is in the welterweight division. You have Edwards, Usman, and you kind of have everybody else. But you have a guy like Belal who is on a phenomenal streak. He was able to right his wrong against Vicente Luque, and he's looking really good. I mean, he's been able to put his game together. He's in his prime, 34 years old. He's got the win against Wonderboy. He's got the win against Damian Maia, Diego Lima, Lehman Good. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, the last time he lost was against Jeff Neal, who's no slouch himself, who's on his way too in the welterweight division. We can even be seeing a rematch with him and Jeff Neal after this too, but I think Jeff Neal is going to be fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov. Say that shit 10 times fast. But with this fight here with Belal and Sean Brady, I think we might end up seeing a kickboxing match, and if that ends up happening, right, I think Belal has the tools. I think he has the kicks. I think he's able to mix it up very well to the midsection, the leg kicks. He has a good jab. So, I mean, I think the wrestling is probably going to cancel each other out, and they're going to end up striking throughout the fight. And I think Belal, in that regard, is going to have the higher advantage against a guy like Sean Brady. Sean Brady is very wrestling dominant. His striking, you can tell, it's still a process with him. He's still young, 29 years old. I'm curious to see what he has picked up recently since his last fight, because I think it's been a while. I mean, I think that Chiesa fight, yeah, that was last November. So it's been almost a year since we've seen Sean Brady in the octagon. So I'm curious to see what he's been able to add to his tool set. And against a guy like Belal Muhammad, he's definitely going to have to show some new tricks. He's going to have to pull some shit out of the hat against a guy like Belal, who's a super veteran at this point, and he's been able to negate the striking of world-class strikers like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's been able to negate the jiu-jitsu of guys like Damian Maia. He's been able to take out anybody who is not a ranked opponent like Diego Lima, Lehman Good, Takashi Sato, but they're all very dangerous fighters. But he's just that dude, and him to be at this level and to succeed as long as he has. I mean, the only times he's lost in his entire career is Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, and Alan Jouban. Alan Jouban at that time was a fucking badass motherfucker, phenomenal kickboxer, super high level. He doesn't get enough respect in his own right. So, I mean, I can just go on and on about the type of competition that Belal has had in the UFC, and he's definitely been able to prove it. I think his appearance against Leon Edwards and the way that he looked with that eye poke, it definitely like made fans kind of make fun of him a lot after that. And he kind of developed almost like this like villain character type where a lot of people just don't like his style. But honestly, I mean, he's been able to utilize everything so well. It's like, if you can't beat it, you know, like, it's fucking MMA. And going against a guy like Sean Brady, I definitely think this is a perfect matchup to see who's going to be moving forward in this welterweight division. It's definite huge crossroads. I know that this is like Brady's first like huge test. I know the Chiesa fight was a huge test. but this is like just another level up. And I mean, if Sean Brady can get through Belal Muhammad, off to the races for him. If Belal Muhammad gets through Sean Brady, he might be kind of stuck in this weird purgatory where he probably won't get his title shot, because we all know that Leon Edwards is trying to get a new contract, and then he's going to go for the rematch with Kamaru Usman. So we don't even know what's going to happen with Belal Muhammad. He might be stuck in this weird purgatory. But if Sean Brady can pull out something really sweet and really nice, Sean Brady could have a really nice matchup against a Shavkat Rakhmonov, Jeff Neal winner. You have Jeff Neal, Belal Muhammad Part 2. So there's probably almost like a quarterfinal matchup going on between those four guys, and I can't wait to see what happens. Guys, that pretty much, I don't really have a winner on this. I think if the fight stays standing, I think that Belal Muhammad definitely has some more tools to win the fight. But if it's on the ground, I think Sean Brady has the strength to be able to keep Belal Muhammad down. This has me so excited I can barely speak. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who you guys is going to take the W? Sean Brady, Belal Muhammad? I'd love to hear it, guys. All right, Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.